I started in 2000 and started creating programs, that were relevant and affordable and interest for the Latino community. Out the years, as I was learning more about the needs, interests, and problems that the Latino community are facing here in the state of Oregon, I started creating programs that were relevant, and I started identifying, different needs. I started creating summer camps where we can provide all this information that the Latino community need, to become more successful citizens in the United States. I started incorporating more type of workshops related with college preparation, learn about financial aid, learn about FAFSA, learn about scholarships, work study, loans. One of the main needs is the need for having more physical activities, college preparation activities, cultural educational activities, leadership opportunities where kids learn how to express themselves, how to speak in public, how to do research, how to lead other younger kids, and how to manage themselves.
I think it's important for Latino Hispanic kids to experience the outdoor camp, because it's not something that's necessarily inherent in the culture. When you go outdoors, usually it's to go outdoors to do field work, right? Other parents might work in the fields or whatnot. So the idea of going outdoors for recreation seems a little foreign for Latino Hispanics for the most part. And so being able to go outdoors and experience it more for recreation versus work is a different experience. And so I think it's important for not just that experience, but also learning about nature, right? So these camps are not just about having fun, but it's also about learning, how nature works, how we commune with nature, and how can we help to save nature, right? So that we have this for future generations. So that's a really important part for the kids to learn. I have fun teaching them about the technology. I also teach them about responsibility when flying them, so don't fly near airplanes, stay away from airports, and try to follow the rules and regulations set by the Federal Aviation Administration. They seem like cool toys, and they are, but they're more than toys. They're also tools. So during the workshop, we actually talk about how we use them at OSU for research, flying them over fields, nursery crops, and forestry to do different types of research with sensors that we put on the drones. And just getting the kids to think outside of the box, that drones are not just for recreation or for spying or military use, but they actually can be used for research and do good things and enable us to do things that human beings can't go, like fly inside into a live caldera of a volcano, or fly over whales to survey whales and take samples that are non-invasive. And drones allow us to do that without endangering the whales themselves. So lots of really cool uses of drones, and just telling the kids that they can have a part in technology and maybe become a researcher or scientist in the future. Encourage them to learn about science, technology, engineering, and math. I think is really important. I had one kid, they told me he doesn't know any English. Can you do your presentation in Spanish or, English, Spanish? I guess, sure. And he was so happy that he was able to participate in Spanish, in his own language, and learn about drones. And he had the biggest smile on his face. It's like, wow, I'm actually learning stuff and doing stuff, and I'm not feeling left out. So that's another reason I like to participate in this and help out. I think every kid should experience some type of an outdoor camp. And definitely a camp that has a cultural science kind of focus to it, so that kids are not just enjoying the outdoors, but learning about it, and learning how to take care of it, and learning how we can take care of it for the future generations. So it's very important for kids to get in the outdoors, get away from their computers and their iPads and iPhones and whatnot, and experience nature at its very best.
At the Saturday market, there was this little kid, and he said, "You were in my camp last week." I said, oh, really? And I said, yeah, what did I say? He said, you said that if we want a good job in a career, we cannot drop out of school. We have to stay in school and maybe even go to college and get a good job in a career. So he took something away with him. The one I'm doing this time is the 3 R's, reading, writing, arithmetic, which is a basic foundation for all education. And I'll try to emphasize that they need a good foundation that begins to be established today, here, and that they need to be working on that all the way through, because this foundation will allow them to do better next year, and next year the foundation, they will all the way up to a career. If there's gaps in a foundation, it might go wrong, crack or something. It's the same thing with your career and your education. So you need to focus on this, and the 3 R's are what you need basically, because every job will require all 3. And so will life itself, not necessarily the job. So the sooner you get started on that, the better off you're going to be in the long run. For the Latino community, I think it provides a lot of opportunities, not only for the parents as well as for the children. One, for the children to be exposed to ideas and conversations, to role models, and to maybe how to prepare for life, a career, how to prepare for a better education. I enjoy helping young people learn how to look ahead and prepare for learning, and how to improve who they are and how they are as a student.
My main role is to be camp counselor and making sure that the kids are having fun, they're safe. When I see a kid who comes in the first day and is like, I don't want to be here, I got dragged in by my teacher, I got dragged in by whoever, and they don't want to leave, that's my best part, because it makes me feel like I did my job right. That's my favorite part, seeing the change with the kids and knowing that they're going to do great things. I am a first generation student. I'm the first in my family to graduate high school, and hopefully I'm the first to graduate college and even a university. I saw my parents work in the fields. You know, I would see my mom come back with their hands red from the fruits, from the raspberries and from the strawberries, and you know, realizing that some of it was sometimes even blood because her hands would be cut by the thorns. My whole life I believed that that's all I can do. I believe that that's all Latinos are made for, and I never had that role model. So when I came to the camp and realizing that I can make a change for the kids who think the same is great. And it gives that opportunity to students who believe that they won't be able to do something, like for the skin color, for the ethnic group, for the labels that they're put on when they're born. That's an amazing thing. Seeing role models like you graduate high school, seeing role models who are going into universities and they're trying hard, that's the greatest thing, because it's like seeing yourself, your future self, realizing that could be me. And that's what I strive to do, or what's my motivation to keep on going, realizing that these kids are looking up to me. Whatever I do, they're gonna mimic, and realizing that I'm that motivation and I can be that change for them is great. Not even the campers, but as counselors, we see staff and we're like, damn, I wanna be like him. We see Mario. Mario's a great example of someone. We're similar in a way, right? We both agree that we'd rather be inside a room with an AC on, worrying about reading a book, than being outside in the fields, working with 100 degrees or even in the cold weather. That's a role model to follow, and it helps both the counselors and the campers. I had the opportunity to talk to the parents before they bring in their kids, and something that I noticed a lot was them being worried about their kids. You know, is my kid gonna be safe? Can they use a phone? Can they call me? Can they text me? I can assure you that they're gonna be safe. We have adults 24/7. We have adults who have training, and we have counselors who are there 24/7. That's their job. That's literally them 24/7. We do our best to bring in the best high schoolers and the best examples. I understand that the parents have that worry about their kids, but letting them out of their comfort zone for a little bit, letting them out, explore the world, realizing that there's challenges that are gonna come with adulthood. What we wanna do at these camps is prepare them for that, prepare them for the challenges that come in with getting older. I would wanna tell the parents to give us that opportunity, and I can assure you that they're gonna come back wanting, how we say in Spanish, ganas, with that will, wanting to pursue post-secondary education, wanting them to pursue a degree. One of my goals is to have the campers realize that they can do what they love, and that either be a teacher, that either be a mechanic, being an artist, being a singer, having them follow their dreams and doing what they love.
So as a camper, my favorite part of the camp was some of the workshops. They have really fun workshops, especially with engineering. I was really interested in engineering and science, and also some of the physical activities, but also getting to know other campers and counselors and really getting to bond with pretty much everyone at the camp. I like coming back, and what made me come back this year was just how much fun it is. And the kids, I really like working with elementary kids. That's actually what I work in my job during the school year. And they're just so active and so creative. And it's just so nice to have that time outdoors to help them and, motivate them and possibly even inspire them as well. I think it's super helpful for these kids to have this experience of coming to camp because, especially in the Latino community, I don't think there's a lot of opportunities to go to a camp like this. So I think it's really important that we have a program like this because it also feels nice to be surrounded by a lot of people who look like you. At least that's why I also enjoyed coming, because where I went to school in middle school and high school, I was one of the few Latino people there. So coming back, it was like, oh, I feel like I'm finally a part of something important and an important group of people. And also we have amazing speakers that kind of push you to go to college and universities. And I think that's one of the main reasons why it's so important, because that's the main focus. At least for me, this camp has opened so many opportunities to talk to professionals and professional Latinos. That's such an important role as being Latinos, to be a role model for other Latinos. And one step to get there is to, further your education, because there's not a lot of Latino professionals, and that's one thing that they kind of teach us at this camp. You should be bettering yourself so you can help better your community. I just think that this program really opens doors for people. Like, there's been so many people who've won scholarships because they have this program, this camp, and years of volunteering at it on their resumes, and they explain what they learned at camp, because there's bound to be something that comes up, especially as a counselor. There's issues with kids, like not listening or teamwork, things that you learn, and a lot of those skills really do help, and a lot of places really like seeing that in a person and on their resume.
This program is really the essence of demonstrating equity, diversity, and inclusion, which are oftentimes parts of mission statements or value statements, but it's actually put into practice here. We support that because the world is becoming more global, and we need to prepare these students to engage in multiple cultural elements that they're seeking.
The bottom line is education can open many doors of opportunity, but the human network, la red, is what gives us the fabric to have that success. And this program provides that foundation for us to be successful.
It's a great opportunity for students. If I was a parent, I would have loved my children to have this opportunity.